everyone. This is Meg at Chasing Retro. Today I'm going to share with you a ring-bound cookbook recipe journal that will be listed in my shop tonight. Today is the 29th of October, and I'm going to be putting it in my shop either late this afternoon or early evening if you'd like to check this out. I will have one other available tonight. Actually two more, but one is reserved. So this one and one more that I will show in a separate video will be available in my shop tonight. This one is ring bound using 2-inch rings, and I've tied some little rags and ribbons here to the edge. This one is called Dinner in a Dish because that's the name of the cookbook. And it is 10 1/4 tall, 8 1/2 wide, with 2-inch binder rings. It has 61 pages, so that's 122 back and fronts. It is tied with a snippet strip tie that was made by Carrie the Paper Monkey. She sent this to me in Happy Meal and I got to use it. So excited. She does a great job on those. All right, so this one is rather large. I hope I can fit it in the camera space. The inside front cover has a transparent pocket because I did not want to cover up these other books by Betty Crocker. And then I did a little yo-yo and fabric cluster here. This is just a journaling card with a fabric cluster. This is from a children's book. And this is a menu sheet. Weekly menu planning. Okay, this first page is a digital that's available in my Ko-fi shop. It's one of my scanned linens. I did a fabric cluster here, and this is a quilting square that I turned into a pocket, and I trimmed it with some eyelet lace. Inside we have a handwritten, very vintage recipe for someone's homemade salami, which is pretty cool, if you ask me. And Donald is the one who made this. And then Eagle brand recipe booklets. Don't know how old this is. 1964. But the red cherries was what made me want to put it in this pocket because it goes so well with this page. These quilting square pockets are a little bit persnickety to get things into because there's so many layers of fabric on the back. This is an art page that I got in Happy Meal, and it had fruit, like still life. And then I'll have to slide it to show you the flip out. We have a side pocket here and another cluster, and then a strawberry page and a recipe card from the paper pack. I used 3 different paper packs in this set of journals that I made. This is from a Hot Point Oven user's guide. It's a pretty thick piece of cardstock, so I just cut around it. It's just beautiful in its vintage glory, left it like it was, and turned it into a tuck spot. And we have a greenbacks stamp page, and while you were out, I put a little sticker on it. Okay, this is from a children's reader. The mom is calling them in for dinner. A little piece of washi tape here, fabric washi. This is from a recipe booklet, and we have a card from the paper kit. This reminds me of a CD sleeve. I put some wallpaper on the back. This is the original cover page of this cookbook. I put these are cut out from a childcraft book, and I just put those here. This is from a salad book. Oh, I'm sorry, barbecue book. Yep, it had lettuce, talking about different lettuces you could put on your burgers. And this is a bag. Many of you have seen this pattern. And I did a little cluster with some True Value stamps and fabric and wallpaper. And make sure I didn't miss anything. We have a handwritten recipe for cookies. And this, I guess, was when they started coming out with the switchable fuses. So if you blew a fuse, you didn't have to unscrew them and have extras on hand. You just flip the switch like we do today. We lived in a very old farmhouse for a while, and I remember we had to replace the fuses. It was not easy, especially in the dark. This is a piece of cardstock. I love the grid pattern, and this is from a vintage magazine. This is wallpaper, of course. And then we have a large recipe card. I've sewn a little fabric snippet, and another one here that I've sewn a quilted piece of cotton to. This is some vintage trim, and then paper clipped inside I have an embossed bag that I got in Happy Mail, and inside of it we have an image from a very old Popular Mechanics book and someone's clipped recipe that they glued to a card. This is a shopping list envelope. Oh, I put a little image down here. And inside of it, I've put a shaped journaling card. This is from a vintage magazine, and a guest check that was stamped by Jenny. Thank you, Jenny, for that. Okay, this is a sort of a diagonal pocket made from a cookbook page, and I've done another cluster. And we have a Swan's Down cake recipe book page and a fabric tab. This is from a children's cookbook. A paper clip with one of the little coasters that Jenny sent me. Vintage recipe card and a canning label. Oh, let me open this before I put that back on. I made a large pocket with some rickrack, and then we have a meal plan sheet and two vintage ads, one for glassware and one for these little canisters that we always see in antique stores now. Is this where I had it? No, right here. Isn't that funny how we forget where something came from like a minute and a half after we... This is a quilted cotton pocket. I love that fabric. And then we have a little digital from a grocery store. Someone's shopping list. I found this inside of a vintage phone book, and a picture of a cake from a cookbook. A large, cool, tabbed card about oranges. This is from a book on how to make finger foods for, you know, bridge parties and stuff. And then this is the cover page for Borden's recipe booklet. This is graph paper, and I've put a little image on the bottom here. I sewed a milk cap to this. This is one of my digitals of the linens. And then clipped here we have, this is a box top from some butter that I bought recently. And this is a vintage magazine ad advertising the linoleum flooring. A large envelope made of some green paper. And then I have a little, this is from a gelatin cookbook. And then this is from a nutrition student textbook. On this side, I have a little pocket with some carrot trim and a a can label for pie spinach, and another page from a textbook. Recipe book page. I put her on the back of this cardstock as a little image decoration. This is some wallpaper that I got in Happy Mail from Judy. Thank you, Judy. This is a really cool large magazine image that I sort of made into a shape tuck spot. And this is from a Popular Mechanics. I wanted to use the whole page, so it's very large. And you could fit 2 recipes on there, on the back of that. And then a beautiful recipe card and a little coin envelope that I've done a cluster on, and a little teeny tag inside. This is some more of those little altered humor images that I did. And I've put one of my patchwork diamond squares there. Another just image from a cookbook. This is the kind of paper that you can write on even if your paper or pen is wet. Not that you would need that in the kitchen, but it's just cool. Here is a cluster with a doily. And then this is one of the foldable recipe cards. I did not want to do anything with this magazine image because both the back and the front were epic. So I will leave it up to the new owner to decide. And a large recipe card and a large tag of a kitchen. Look at that floor. So neat. A very old typed recipe with some staining on it. A ledger page with a sewing pattern girl. This flips out like that, and then I have a belly band with a handwritten recipe. Look at this. I didn't see this when I first got this ephemera box of recipes, but is that not precious? So again, I wouldn't want to cover that up either. And this is from a yeast booklet. And a little tuck spot here, and I've put in a vintage gift label, a coupon, and one of the jars in my coffee shop, pattern jars. A very large fabric pocket, and I've just pinned on an altered photo slide, and Jenny gave me these. She stamped these little key tags. And this is a vintage ad. I had to fold it, but it's fine. It's a very tall, slender ad, and a journaling card with some carrots. A large index card that I put some green beans on. Look at that. Looks like Romanoff. Oh, no, it's Strawberries Parisienne. And then a ledger page with another one of those gift labels. This flips out, and there's a pocket with an image. This looks more 1920s, but she's still in the kitchen. She's still doing her kitchen thing. And then this little, I call them sewing pattern ladies, but I put it on an index adjuster's card. This is from a Depression era cookbook. Another little cluster. This has a cash value stamp. This is a decoupaged envelope, and I put some ruffle here. And a little index card with an image, and then one of the cards from the kit. This is a little recipe booklet with just some interesting pages to write on. It's got gingham on the back, or I guess that'd be buffalo check. And then here we have a book page pocket, and this is from a cookbook, and this is from a one of the more modern Dick and Jane books. Looks like they're making a picnic to go. A napkin folding page, and I sewed a milk cap. Little hamburger on there, and that looks like fondue on this side. This is an Ideals book page. Another recipe planning page. A little tiny cluster here, and beautiful paper. I put a Nabisco image from a magazine there. I sewed a matchbook from Food Fair Groceries on this page from a, I think it's a home decorating book. It's talking about how to make your kitchen more efficient. This is a quilting square, and I've turned it into a fabric flip and put a doily at the top. A fabric tag. This is from a dairy in my state. It was in the back of a yearbook, and a card from the kit. Another one of these humor pages. This is a fabric tag. This is fabric, and then a playing card and a grocery receipt or tab. This is from a Jell-O ad, a recipe book page, a home ec book page. I think Jenny sent me these too. This is from a game, but they're little crackers and cheese, so I sewed those on. And this beautiful page here, you can put photos or recipes, whatever you'd like. A tuck spot from Popular Mechanics. She's showing off her new deep freeze. And then this is an ad for, I think it's from the 70s. You can kind of tell from the coffee mugs. And then another funny image here. I'd never get tired of those. This is from a very old children's textbook. Another home ec page. This is from Heloise Kitchen Hints. I sewed a doily to this, and then there's a Popular Mechanics page on different things you can make out of wood to make your kitchen more attractive and store plates better. And I thought this is so patriotic looking. It's a refrigerator ad with red and blue. This is from a children's Sunday school book. There's another double flip out page. It goes this way. I did a cluster here. There's a side pocket with a refrigerator and a little clipped, it's almost like a box recipe. And then flip it down and there's a pocket with a children's reader image and a digital of a pink stove and a coaster and an ice coupon. And then a fabric pocket with a recipe card. I just made a little journaling card with wallpaper, and then this is one of the large image magazine ad tags with some cool fiber. Betty Crocker card. This is from an Eloise Wilkins book. And the last page is a pocket with a yo-yo cluster. And I'm giving the new owner a snippet of the apple border, wallpaper border that I have, a fabric tag, a little note sheet, and a typed recipe card. Okay, so this one is called Dinner in a Dish, and it will be available in my shop tonight. Like I said, I have one more to show you that will be for sale. It is a binder, and that will be in a separate video. Thank you.